Welcome to this week's EMBN Show, where we've got some bikes to talk about, some very nice bikes, but also some, government news. The government are trying to infringe on e-bikes, so we're going to get talking about that in a moment. And we've got Owen.
Okay, welcome. So we've got news on Pole's bankruptcy, or
Yes.
Pole. We've got stuff from IXS, very exciting bike from Salsa, that looks good, and this government consultation about e-bikes and their legality and changes to those things in the UK specifically.
Yeah, now, this isn't new news, okay? The UK government have suggested possible changes to how we categorise the e-bike and, potentially raising the power level, adding throttles, things like that, not having to be pedal assist, but have pedals. It really blurs the lines of what an e-bike is, and really important associations within cycling, the Bicycle Association and the Association of Cycle Traders, are saying that we should get involved in this consultation and suggest this is not a good change.
Yeah.
That's generally the picture. The consultation is coming to an end. So this is more about a thought process for us here at EMBN. What would that mean if we would raise the power level of e-bikes from 250 watts in the UK to 500 watts, allow throttles, and things like these changes? Are these really the sort of things we need to do to get more people on e-bikes? Or, like the Bicycle Association and the Association of Cycle Traders are suggesting, doing more things like giving funds towards getting people on bikes and, getting people on e-bikes in a different way, like the Cycle to Work scheme and things like that.
Or cargo bikes for delivery and those other aspects as well,
Owen, thoughts on more power and throttles? I think that's the tricky bit here, throttles.
I think you've nailed it. In terms of more power, I've not really gone, I need more power, because I think with the current bikes, it's still a balance of traction anyway. Yeah. So just having more power doesn't get you more traction. But I think the throttle thing, I think that's a biggie for me, because I feel like we crash into almost literally access to trails, because it changes what that bike is. Not so much on how you ride it per se, because I know that people are riding, enduro bikes off-road in various parts of the country. But I think it just opens it up, and it's a very kind of, it just gets really complicated, tricky, and I feel like it will just give e-bikes and EMTB a bad name in general of people using them irresponsibly. Maybe that's me and a negative view of people on motorbikes, but
I think I'm with you on it, because Josh behind the camera there was just saying about how we've got delivery riders riding around Bath in the city we're in at the moment. With they're essentially on quite high-powered electric motorbikes that do also have pedals, but quite often don't even have a chain. Because they're just like this hub drive motor, throwing them up hills at crazy speeds. Great if you're riding around on the streets doing Deliveroo, but what we don't really want is people thinking about e-bikes like, oh, they're like them bikes.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That isn't e-bike riding, is it?
No.
I rarely go out. On the bike I've got has got a Bosch CX performance motor on it, and I've never thought this needs more power. I thought I do.
Yeah.
But I've never wanted it to give me much more than that,
Because I feel it then moves into that kind of like electric motorbike or electric like motocross or electric enduro, and I think that's also really exciting, and it's an exciting space. In terms of getting away from internal combustion engines, because, polluting where it's really... There's lots of nature, doesn't seem like a stellar idea. And, electric bikes aren't without their pollution problems or issues later down the line. But, it just feels like we're opening up a real can of worms, and opposed to sort of general positive noises about people either commuting on these bikes and using them for, exploring and getting further out there, we're just going to...
I really like the idea of the mountain bike and the e-bike are going to converge at some point, where it's it's very much the same thing, or that you can't really, and I think we're very, very close to that. Yeah. Sometimes you can't really tell or care what the bike is. Yeah. And I think there's some great examples of how we're getting to that just from Sea Otter this year.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
So let us know in the comments down below. Let's ask the question, do you want more power? Is that something you're thinking when you're out on your e-bike? This hasn't got enough power, and where's my throttle?
Yeah, do you just want throttle stuff?
I can't imagine you do, but maybe you do.
Yeah.
And if you do, then there's definitely some videos in that.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments down below. Let's get into some of the bikes that we've been looking at this week. Right, let's get into some bikes, and starting with a very exciting one, the Canyon Neuron ONFly.
Yeah, long
It
name.
looks amazing.
But
Yeah.
really rad bike.
Yeah, really cool, really cool. You've seen one of these, right?
I've seen one. I
Yeah.
put one in a stand. I didn't actually realise it was an e-bike until I kind of found the
You know,
the
you're not
battery
supposed
port.
to have seen one at time of filming. You're not supposed to have seen one yet.
Oh, so I shouldn't have sat on it and given it a pedal.
Showing.
Right, sorry.
Yeah, you said you liked so much you might be getting one of these.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
Let's get into some details. This is obviously a really new bike for Canyon, and it's their fly range. It's their first punt into the lightweight category of e-bikes. So it's quite exciting. 19 kilograms.
It's really light.
Isn't it amazing how light these bikes get? It's so good, so good. Bosch Performance Line SX motor, 55 Newton meters of torque, and 600 watts of max power. Fed by a slimmer, lighter 400 watt-hour battery, saving a bit of weight there.
Yeah, you can get a clip-in extender as well, so
Yeah,
that's kind of
yeah.
cool for extra range. 140 front and rear,
Yeah.
29er wheels. So trail riding, so 64.5 head angle, which I still think trail riding, and that's really quite slack, but it's good.
Yeah.
76 degree seat angle, and yeah, this is a fun bit. So Canyon have remapped, I think mapped is probably the wrong term, but I feel like it kind of works. They've remapped how the motor interacts with the how you pedal with it for their tailwind technology.
I like that. I was just
which
reading
like
that. I like that a lot. Tailwind technology.
So effectively, it's more progressive. So if you put more effort in, it gives you more boost. So it should give you, I think, like quite a natural feeling of assistance. So you pedal more, and it's going to give you more boost. So you could really get stuck into it.
I hate to move away from the tech of it, but that tailwind technology tagline.
Yeah.
Just makes me feel like it feels great when you've got a tailwind.
Yeah, no, it does.
Oh, come on, you can do it.
Yeah.
And I just think that's a genius idea.
no, it is, to be fair.
It's great,
Yeah.
it's great. Just a bit of marketing, but well done, Canyon. I like that a lot. Available in sizes XS to XL. And for more info about bikes, head over to the launch videos on EMBN and GMBN coming up soon.
It's not
We've
me.
not seen them, all right?
No, they don't exist. But Jonesy's ridden it, Neil's ridden it, I think Blake's ridden it.
You've said too much, Owen. Let's move on.
Polygon. They've
Yes.
got a new bike, the Siskiu.
Yeah, TLE-R.
Pirate spec, probably.
Yes.
We've got this from Sea Otter. There's lots of videos about Sea Otter that we've done, which is really good. 150 front, 140 rear, Bosch SX motor with 55 Newton meters of torque, 400 watt-hour battery, but with lots of these you can clip in a booster so you can extend your range. Interestingly, it's carbon front and rear. It's got Polygon's very clever linkage, which has got an extra link than you think. So you kind of first look at it, and you're like, that's interesting.
Sent
and then
me
you're
a bit boss-eyed.
Yeah.
Trail focus geometry available in 2 different spec options. Standouts for you when you looked at it first?
Well, the linkage is good, and also the hole in the top tube, because it's
Hole
quite
in the top
fun to see your shock moving. You could probably use it to set sag, maybe.
Yeah. I found the hole in the top tube a little bit disconcerting, but maybe that's, maybe not. I mean, hey, they know what they're doing, right?
Yeah, no, they do.
Right?
Traditionally, they've offered really, really, really good value. So, hopefully that continues with this one.
Interesting looking bike. Right, next, the Salsa Notch. Look at this. Now, Neil has been taking a look at this one closely in Sea Otter as well, as was Josh behind the camera. Love the value of it instantly.
Yeah.
$4,999, I presume $999. This is their electric enduro range. Both the bikes in the range have split pivot rear suspension, Bosch Performance CX line motor, 85 Newton meters of torque, 500 watt-hour internal battery. But the Notch Q's 10, that is a really good entry point and great value on that
It's
bike,
really
right?
interesting. I think, both the Deal and the Q's 10. The Q's 10 is probably the most interesting because it's, $5,000. Okay, we haven't got kind of euro pricing, we haven't got pound pricing yet, but traditionally it's sort of, unfortunately, same. But yeah, you've got aluminium bike, you've got DW designed, so Dave Weagle, split pivot. It's adjustable as well, so you can kind of ramp up the travel. in it by changing the shock.
There's a flip chip, right?
Yeah, on the bottom
Josh
of the shock.
This means you can put in a bigger shock. You can super travel this bike.
Yeah, you can.
I love that. Right, let's talk about a bike that I just think's plain cool, right? It's not a new bike, it's the Mondraker Neat, but look at this. Oh my God, this is an official collaboration with Golf.
Wow, official.
It's an official collaboration with Golf.
Surely it should be with Ford GT40.
No,
you know, they're
diversing into, diversifying.
Fair enough.
Diversing, is that a word?
Yeah,
diversifying. And yeah, I just think it looks amazing. I mean, I think the Mondraker Neat is one of my favourite e-bikes because it's so stealth. You have to look twice. And I just think this is one of the coolest looking bikes.
Okay.
There's only 50 of these.
Only? Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, nice little touch. Got Steve McQueen's number on the top tube there. It's quite nice.
Did he race the GT40 in that colourway? And I didn't know.
I don't know, did he?
There you go.
Yeah. It's I just think it's a really cool looking bike. I just wanted to mention it because I think that's one of the nicest things I saw from Sea Otter in terms of the vids I've been watching.
Okay. Rad. Yeah.
Just thought I'd mention it.
Yeah.
Right. Should we have a look at some protection?
Yes. Let's dive in.
You need some protection when you're out on the trails, don't you? The IXS Hex Protector. This is very on trend at the moment, isn't it? To have like a nice little body pack over your race top. You know, you look a bit... I mean, it feels like the sort of thing Josh Bryceland was doing quite a long time ago. But it's a bit of a look.
Guard.
It's a bit of a look, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's quite sensible if you're wanting to get rad and gnarly and you have to go into work the next day.
Said two people who don't get rad and gnarly.
Shh, we do.
I think it makes it look like you might look a bit like Batman. Black top and
now you say that,
and you look a bit like Batman. So
I must say
that too.
I think for me, it's the roost guard makes sense on the outside.
Yes.
The soft pad. I mean, I know the publicity stuff. They've got to have it on the outside because otherwise it'd just be someone in a jersey.
Yeah. No, I could see Neil wearing this over his race top to look cool.
Oh.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
But to be fair, Neil is exceptionally stylish.
You know what I'm saying? He wants to be trendy out on the downhill trails.
He is.
But available for $179 euros, $169.
That's good value. Yeah.
Head over to IXS if you fancy padding yourself up. Right, let's get on some bad news.
Yeah.
Poly have filed for bankruptcy. This sucks. There's too much of this going on. Poly, very innovative brand.
Yeah, hugely.
Got a real different angle on things.
Yeah, literally different angles. He was probably one of the first to do. I feel like you could have a fight between him and Mondraker. I feel like actually he might win because he's quite opinionated. But yeah, first to do the kind of really slack geometry and really, really long top tubes and brought that innovation into the e-bikes that he made as well. And it's just, it feels a real shame that, it's just not happened.
It's not great news. They did put hopefully not, but somewhat of a final video out on their YouTube channel that was quite inspiring. And they were literally putting in the note there that they're hoping this video might be the thing that brings an investor in and helps them continue. But it doesn't look good, and it might be the end of another brand in cycling, which sucks.
But just to add briefly that it's not where, not traditionally, but unfortunately we've had this phase recently of bike brands sort of, just having too much stock and maybe over-investing and then having to suddenly pay off lots of money. With Poly, it doesn't seem like that's fully the case. It feels like they've been hamstrung by machines breaking, but then certain people being on strike and strike issues and personnel issues more so than them not being able to sell bikes. So I think the bikes they can sell, they're just struggling to make them, which is a shame.
Yeah, complicated issue.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Right, let's take a look at some cool places and then we're going to head over to some Owen tech.
Ooh.
You're right there.
I know. I can be in two places at once. That's how good I've become.
For this week, we've got a cool place from Derek, all right? Thank you, Derek. You've saved us. He was out on his 2022 Focus Sam, and this is in Pukatutu Island, Auckland, New Zealand. Very cool place.
Very cool place.
That is not where I'd have said that was.
No, I agree. I think I've got a stereotypical image of humongous mountains from New Zealand, but maybe that's just one island.
Yeah, I think I have, but it's a really cool looking place. He says, just doing some long distance riding on seaside trails, up to 40 kilometres of cycleway on the west side of Manukau Inlet on the Pukatutu Island. Very, very nice. Very cool place. Well, that is a great example. If you've got a cool place, then head up to the freshly working, fast, quick, powerful uploader.
Yeah.
And we can get you on the show next week. Get involved.
Okay, 1 minute wonder on suspension. There's a lot to compress in this one, so we're just going to cover the topic of sag. What's sag? Okay, that's how much your bike, when you're sat on it in all your riding gear, compresses down into its travel. If you've got an air shock, just move the O-ring up and you'll see where your bike is sagging into its suspension. Sag's really important because it's indicative of your spring rate. It's important to set the spring rate before you fiddle with any of the dampers because they're all related to spring rate. So if you're too deep in the travel when you've got all your kit on, you need to increase the spring rate, so put more air in with an air shock. Conversely, if the O-ring is too low down and you're not sagging in enough, then you need to reduce the air pressure and reduce that spring rate. And then you should sag in. Different bikes, different suspension systems and different shocks will have slightly different settings, so do your research, but set your sag and you'll get the best out of your suspension bike.
Right, let's get some feedback. We've got some questions.
Yeah.
We've got some questions. Shall I start?
Yeah, do, yeah.
Trigger793 asks, I'd like some advice on buying an equipped full suspension e-bike with mudguards, rack and lights for bike packing off-road, please.
I mean, great question. Effectively, I would say that you could get, well, pretty much all the e-bikes you can wire in lights to them, so you could do that to most of them. Mudguards is trickier in terms of, like, depending on the terrain you're riding on. This, you know, your traditional full coverage one can get bogged up with mud. So depending on where you're going, actually, some of the clip-on ones or sort of like foldable clip-on ones or Velcro ones might be a better option. And depends on which bag, because if you've got one of the kind of larger saddlebags, I did a bike packing video last week, and that actually has really good coverage. It acts a lot like a mudguard. Yeah. And there's talk, I'm trying to get Steve to let me go bike packing on an e-bike because I just think it'd be brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it makes total sense to me. Makes total sense. That's the bike I'd go bike packing with. Yeah,
we could do that. Hey, we should do that. Yeah, we should definitely. Yeah,
I've got an e-bike.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got an e-bike. Let's go e-biking.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? That's a great answer, thank you. So basically, most bikes is your answer there, Trigger. This is a good one to get a debate going. It's from Graph Guy, and he says, why are we still using drive chains? Seems so 1970.
No, well, 1970s wasn't all bad. I'd like that stated. There was quite a lot of good tech then.
That's in, that's done.
Yeah.
But drivetrains, why?
Well, I mean, this is a massive topic, and it could get massively nerdy.
Feels like we probably can't cover all of this right this second, but what does it make you think? I sort of feel like I know where Graph Guy's coming from.
He wants belt drive, doesn't he?
I do look at drivetrains with something like the modern drivetrain. I look at as something like it's the bit we haven't got right yet. Everything about the bike so much. I mean, they work incredible. We have got
Here's the spin, though.
Yeah.
Here's the spin. So you're right. They do look antiquated because they've been around for ages. But in terms of power transfer, they are so efficient.
Yeah.
Chains are really amazing.
We are making good ones. Yeah. Definitely. And they are efficient for what they are.
Yeah, it's like round wheels. They're really good. And round chain rings, they're really good.
That's a good point. That's a good point. It's a big question. I like that you've asked it. And maybe it's a whole show for another day.
Oh,
yeah.
Love it. Yeah,
I like
great
that.
one.
But yeah, we don't know why we're still using drive chains. They just work, I guess.
Yeah, they do. They work really well. They're easily adjustable, loads of pluses. But
I mean, there's lots of different versions of it working, and you know, I do like the belt drive. I like the, you know, the simplicity. But that seemed controversial to you.
Does chains are good?
Ooh. Right, right. This one's not so much a question, but a bit of feedback on our "Do e-bikes make you unfit?" video.
Yeah, I think Neil did
which
this.
is good.
Video. Yeah.
Right. First, little bit of feedback is from SH44527. Sorry if that is trying to give me a name that I'm not spotting in there, but that's
Shazam or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
More inclined to ride my e-bike than non-e-bikes. As such, I'm getting exercise that I would perhaps not get further for longer and getting home smiling. What's not to like? I'm 100% with you there because I ride my bike. I've got a hand bike, and if I rode hand bikes before I had the fantastic Bosch RX that I've got now. Bosch CX motor on my Bowhead RX. I get it all mixed up. I would not be riding hand bikes if I didn't have an e-bike. They're horrible things to ride. It hurts your arms, and I don't want arms that hurt. But I go out on my Bowhead. I've got that amazing Bosch motor, and it's a joy to ride. I did an hour road ride on it last night.
Oh, nice.
You know, I got full knobbly tyres, powered on through. Why not? Went down the beach and back.
And I guess this is, like, I need to rewatch the video before I sort of tell Neil off, because I think his conclusion was slightly controversial in the fact that actually it might not be kind of beneficial to your health in terms of getting fitter. But I think that misses a big aspect of it, especially why I ride a bike. It's not just for the fitness. I mean, I'm heading into the middle age, we say it quietly, heading into a mildly content state, so I have to think about what I eat, but also after a bike ride, my mental health, much better.
Yes.
So, yeah, I agree with this. It's very good.
Yeah.
Brandon Sorensen also says he weighs 208 kgs, used to weigh 220, puts in a lot of effort on his e-bike.
It works.
Yeah, he's getting outside and riding, and that's much better than watching Netflix or GMBN. But no, watch GMBN. That's really important to do.
Yeah, definitely watch GMBN.
Yeah.
What do you think? Are you getting fitter on your e-bike? Let us know in the comments down below. Right, let's carry on with the show. Bike vault time.
Right, cue, saved, yes.
Bike vault time. Lovely Orbea here from Tubby is Orbea Rise M20 in Raincliffe Woods, North Yorkshire.
That looks great.
Oh, this is Tubby. Give us ladies a shout. I've never met a lady called Tubby. Don't know what to say about.
Awesome bike. More details, please. That's really rad. Love the colours. It's great. I'm going to say you need to upgrade the grips. Get some ergons on that. It'll be way better.
It'll be perfect. That'd be perfect. Thanks, Tubby. Very super nice. Next up, we have Daniel's Norco range. This is in Buxton, Australia. It's super nice.
Yeah, it's super nice.
If you're going to run a mudguard, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
And
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
great.
it's great looking bike, that, isn't it?
Yeah, that is very, very good.
I have very little to add other than, I mean, you could say it should be drive side, but over here on EMBN, the rules are very flexible.
Yeah, and also I think it's often there's a bit of sort of, aestheticism, is that a word? About kind of non-drive side and seat post down, but I don't think it matters. Also, nice view in the distance. Did he say he's watching out for snakes? Yeah, I feel like that. I wouldn't.
He's in Australia. They're watching out for some kind of wildlife animal at any moment. Yeah,
they've even got mammals that can poison you there, like little
all sorts. Lovely looking bike, super nice. Next up, we've got Paul's Volition Max Carbon Comp. This is in Listerfield Park. It's a nice looking park. I wonder where that is, Listerfield Park.
Looking at the trees, I also think Australia, because I think there's it's like a eucalyptus tree.
It does.
Eucalypt.
A eucalypt.
Yeah, I believe that's the term, because there's a whole
Let's not
branch.
Get into it. Let's judge
trees.
this bike. Let's judge this bike. What would you give that? A nice or it's nice?
Super nice. It's great.
It's
really like
super
it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about that stack on the headset? It's quite high. Quite a high stack. I'm being very judgmental, aren't I?
You're on the wrong channel. It's great. It's out bike.
Super
maybe you could slam it and put high-rise bars. Bar's going to be in the same place.
Super. I like your positivity. This is Tom's Cannondale Moterra.
That's wild.
Stopped me in my tracks. Okay, this is location, Cricketers Arms in Barnard Castle in County Durham, like that. Hi, I'm a pub landlord, so I decided to get my e-bike wrapped with a pub theme. So I spoke to Jake at Snakeskin, told him my idea and left him to it. He used a Cricketers Arms logo and put it on the pint-sized glasses, then did it like a sticker bomb effect.
Because they're pint glasses. That is genius.
Now I know what it is. It's fantastic.
I kind of liked it anyway, beforehand.
I wasn't sure. I hadn't looked closely enough, and I thought, is it a wood effect or something? But now I see what it is. It's super nice.
Yeah, it is.
Tom, it's brilliant.
More photos, please.
Well done, Jake at Snakeskin. Obviously a great man to go to if you need a wrap. super nice bikes.
Super nice.
Now, if you would like to send your bike into the bike vault and it be arbitrarily judged by two numpties, then the uploader is working.
Yes.
Hit the link, get involved. You could be on the show next week. What's not to like? Great stuff. Great show. Let us know in those comments down below about all the things we've been talking about today. Great to get involved.
Upload.
Definitely do some uploaders. Give us a like and we'll see you next week.